Namaste, my beautiful queens, kings. But I rather say it differently. Namaste, my beautiful, powerful, eternal, immortal souls. In this video, I don't know why I'm doing this video, as always, just an inner, I call it soul impulse. There will be no cards in this video. I will be talking, so those of you who just want cards, you don't have to listen to this. I have read this article about one woman who every day sees people leaving this dimension and going to another. Different people. We all know, we all grown up, boys and girls, we all know that we can leave this physical dimension at any age. We can be very old or we can be young. Today it seems like we have at least 50 years ahead of us. We have all the time in the world. And a month later we find out that we only have several more months in this dimension, because I had seen it. In my life. I had seen a 35-year-old man full of life, finding out that he has maximum of 8 months to be here in physical. So this woman, after seeing people just before, if we can say so, departure to the realm of spirit. Of course, I do this every single video. I will never get tired of showing you the Destiny of Souls book. And the first one, the Journey of Souls. If you know someone who is going to be gone out there, if you know someone who had lost someone from physical dimension and they are going through a lot of pain, please get them this book. You can get it on Amazon. It is a couple of dollars. It's been translated in many languages. They will find all the answers there. So what people are sorry for, or what people say, what people think when they know that leaving is coming, departure is coming. People avoid to say the word death. Death is simply the transition. Of course, this is just the door from this dimension to another. But this woman had seen it all, and she wrote several things, because she had been working with this over 30 years, and she wrote several things which all of the hundreds of people she had witnessed leaving and going up there, departing before death. What people are sorry for, and maybe what I will tell you, what I will share with you, maybe it will give you some answers to some questions. She writes that before people leave, nobody, not a single one of them is sorry for not having enough money, not making enough money. I could have made more money, I'm so sorry I didn't make enough money. I could have become more, powerful, famous. No one is sorry for they didn't have enough, love affairs, or enough women, or enough men, or not enough sex, or that they had a dream to, jump from the cliff into the ocean and they didn't do it. So what they are sorry for, especially She said that the things what men are sorry for usually very, very similar. Women can be quite different, but the majority of people would say that I have been worked too much. It's when the work took everything in life, when there is no time for nothing, there is no time for spending time in the nature, there is no time to read a book, there is no time to watch deep, beautiful, heart-touching movie, there is no time to spend time with your loved one, there is no time for nothing. Like, one of the things which people said they were sorry for before the departure from this life was, I've been working too much. Like, for 50 years or for 30 years, I just lived at work. I was working, I was building career, I was moving up the ladder, I was making more money. Greed possessed, when you have a dollar, you want $10. When you have $10, you want a million. When you have a million, you want a billion. This all becomes absolutely senseless when they are facing this door to another dimension. And number one thing, it was that I was working too much. But another thing, what people were saying, the most is, I wish that I had courage to stay faithful to me. I too often did what other people wanted me to do, or they expected me to do that. Now, my father wanted me to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a electric guitar player. But my father didn't want to even hear about it. So in order to please my father, I became a lawyer. In order to please my mother, I married the daughter of her cousin, whatever. People are sorry that they betrayed themselves because they didn't have the courage to live how they dream of living, how they truly deeply want to live. Instead, they were doing what others expected from them. Also, they were living according to what people would say. What would family members say? What would neighbors say? There was a very old Bollywood movie which called Mujhe Insaf Chahiye. If I am not wrong, in my childhood it translated, I demand justice. And a mother tells to a father, can you imagine, they saw our daughter with a guy on a bike. All the neighbors are talking about them. I cannot even come outside. And a daughter played by one of my favorite actresses, Rati Agnihotri. She says, Mother, why my life is supposed to depend on what neighbors are saying about me? But unfortunately, many of us, and this is another thing what people before leaving this earth were sorry about. They said, I was living according to what people wanted, expected, or I didn't choose to do something because I was afraid what my friends or colleagues or neighbors would say about me. Such stupid, when they are at the edge of the world, this seems so stupid. And they understand that this incarnation is going to be very soon over. And they look back and they understand how many dreams and ideas and thought they did not realize because of really, if you simply think deeply about it, of stupid things. Most of people understand that they didn't realize their dreams, their passions, their ideas, because they chose it to be this way. We have to understand, and of course they admit before when they are standing at the edge, when you are at the edge, things are very clear. One like me, the esoteric call people like me, the one walking at the edge. So I understand a lot of things as if I would be gone tomorrow. I understand what's real and what really has to be known by people, and what doesn't make too much sense. Because if you are not even, you never heard of esoteric, you never read any esoteric book, you have never read nothing, but you just sit with yourself quietly under the tree, or just on the bench, or in a park, or at the bank of a river, or just facing the ocean, as I always do it. The ocean is like my big thing. And you ask yourself, your soul, does your soul care you live in 2-bedroom apartment or in a 15 floors building? Does your soul really care you wear Versace or the thing you bought on a flea market or in a local supermarket for a couple dollars? Does your soul care if you spray yourself with a $250 perfume, or you use some essential oil, or I don't know, something? Your soul doesn't give a damn about material things. Your soul is not gonna, you're not gonna get out there and gonna be like, oh, I have come here. My soul had sent me into this life to become rich. Really, can you imagine a soul deciding to incarnate in physical and play this illusion games, which that box inside of your head, in your head, that box, the mind, so-called, plays this illusion games. It tells you that you are this body. It tells you that you are your name. It tells you you are your religion. It tells you you are your society. It tells you you are your custom. This is called host body. Host body. We are in this, we are giving this for a short period of time. And we choose it according to the goals of our soul. Can you imagine a soul decides to come, your soul decides to come into physical and live this tough life on this tough planet in order to make money, or in order to build careers, or in order to build yourself a 15-bedroom house, in which 3 people live. No, your soul decided to do something totally different. You came to shine, you came to inspire, you came to be inspired and inspire others to touch heart. You didn't come here to build career and make money, buy yourself a $5,000 bag so everybody envies you. Please understand what your soul wants and what your body tries to tell you that you want that, because what your body tells you you want, it's not what your soul wants. Learn, stop associating yourself with this. You are not this. You are not your physical incarnation. You are eternal, immortal being which had been all over the multiverse. The universe is not a singular. Get this book, I told you. So when you are at the edge, you understand, I have come here to do this. But I have chosen to listen to them. I have chosen to not do this because, oh, people would talk. I have chosen to stay in this cage, in this prison, in this unloved job, in this empty, miserable relationship which are destroying me. You make your choices, but when you're at the edge between life and the other life out there, eternal, you see clearly that you haven't fulfilled what your soul wanted, and you chose not to do that. And it is sad, and you are becoming sad, and you're even going to be more sad when you get there. When you, from the point of spirit, you're going to look at your life, which you have just lived, and see everything and see, I should have done this. I should have said that. I should have followed my heart here. I didn't. And I already said about I work too much, and this is mainly comes from men, especially men workaholics, because men mainly, they take the work and their position in society is the main goal of their life. Many men, they only associate their own value, their own meaning of life with how high they are in the society level. You know, a king of kings, an emperor of emperors, the higher the better. But when you're at the edge, that's what they feel sorry for, because they understand that that's nothing. Millions, society, it's all nothing. For the soul, this is nothing. It means nothing. They were sorry for missing how their own kids were growing because they spent too much time at work. And whatever time they left, many of them spent with mistresses. You know, I need a break. I'm going to go to a party and have a girl here, girl there, or have a lover here, lover there. And of course, women as well were sorry for overworking, but some of them understood also they had to do it because single mothers, they have to work in order to provide. Another thing both men and women were sorry for, the simple seemingly thing, talking about feelings, not having a courage to talk sincerely what they think, what they know, what they feel. Something I almost never had. If I tell you, my beautiful souls, how many times in my life I got in serious trouble for refusing to fake anything, refusing to simply, I had a choice, simply say what they want to hear, you're going to be fine. Simply do what they tell you to do, even if it goes against your very essence, you'll be fine. No, I wouldn't do it, and I would lose many jobs, many employments I would lose because I would refuse to fake. I would refuse to simply, or sometimes I just had to smile and be silent. But I have such eyes that you can read everything in my eyes. You can read everything without me even talking. And I have to look down like into the floor if I want to hide something. You can read me. Not having courage to talk about feelings, emotions with people. And this way, many, both men and women, but mostly men, of course, hey, men and feelings, men and courage to express feelings. How often have you seen men like this? And there is a lot of fault of ours, of our society in that, because let's face it, many men are being brought up, being told, you're a man, don't cry. You're a man, don't whine. You're a man, it means you have to be emotionless machine. I loved how This was discussed in, it's a beautiful movie. You can find it on Netflix. It's called Dear Zindagi. Zindagi means life, dear life. And that psychiatrist, he explains to this girl who came to him, we are forbidden to express our feelings and emotions. Don't talk, don't cry, don't show, conceal, don't feel. And what happens? We grow up and we guard everything inside. And this guy could have had that someone very special 20 years ago, but never told her about that because he thought that it's much more important to keep his wounded ego or to keep his reputation or not to risk, because when a man or a woman, doesn't matter, but woman somehow is we are afraid, but we still do it. We can come to the guy and say, listen, you know what, you mean a lot to me, even though we have the same risk. We have the same risk to be told, you know, I don't care, or to be used. Okay, he can act like he likes us because we have something he needs. And he can make us believe that he loves us back. We risk here. And, we risk to be hurt. We risk to be abandoned. We risk to be used. We risk to be, we do risk. But still, look how women are. We still do it. We still risk it. We still go. We learn. We fall. We rise, but we do it. Most of men, if they were once rejected, even if he was 3 or 13, or even if he never was rejected, usually they, of course, everyone in their lifetime had been rejected at some point, but usually men who had been rejected, he can meet that special one, whether he is 20, where he is 30, where he is 93 and a half, and never tell her nothing. And this way, he convinces himself it's not important. What he has now is more important. It's more important to keep it under the lid, heavy metal lid. This is what they're sorry for. Not having a courage, not being brave enough to sincerely talk about their feelings. Many were suppressing feelings to keep peace at home or to keep the marriage which they have existing, or what neighbors, again, what people would say, neighbors would say. And this is clearly what they see before the departure. I was given a chance because, boys and girls, my beautiful souls, you know, main thing we have come here into this physical incarnation. Yes, to shine and to be inspired and inspire others. You know what else? To love. To experience cosmic, real, eternal love. Again, in this book, he explains all kinds of soulmates and how they are different from each other. Please do not take it as dependency, codependency. None of the toxic relationship can be called love. I am tired of talking about it. I'm tired of trying to explain that if you're being abused, devalued, disrespected, treated wrong, that has nothing to do with love. It has all to do with neurotic and psycho-emotional dependency in your wounds. There has nothing to do with love. I am talking about soul love, soul to soul love. We come here to experience love in this physical incarnation because it's easy to do there the same thing, but it's harder here. So many people before living, they are sorry for refusing to experience that true eternal love because of multiple circumstances they convinced they had, both men and women, mostly men, of course. People suppress their feelings because of material things, because of people will talk. so on and so on. And they, unfortunately, what happens when you suppress something really ancient and true for your soul, your body becomes sick. Heart illnesses is one of the things which happen because the our soul location is in our heart. So of course people feel bitter, the more years coming, bitterness, disappointment. Yes, they kept their lifestyle as everyone wanted them to do it, but inner torture, it doesn't go anywhere. Another thing, people were not spending time with old friends, true friends, not someone who wants to be a friend because you can give them money or something else. True friends, they, or with the dear people, like they did not spend time with people who were truly dear to them. And already before departure, they realize, I didn't talk to this one for many years. I don't know what was happening in the life of this guy or this woman for many years. They stopped supporting those people who were true to them and in their life for a very long time. And they feel sorry that they were not giving back to those who were given to them. Many understand clearly before the departure the people who were givers by nature. Because while living in physical, again, men are tend to be more guilty of that. And women are givers by nature. Most of the females are given by nature. So we are giving, and they just take. And they tell themselves, especially those guys, of course, with narcissistic tendency, she's giving all this to me by her own will. She's giving this all to me because she chooses to. And, he's right, okay? From the point of view of our physical dimension. But on a soul level, his soul, if it's a man, her soul, if it's a woman, his soul knows that this is not right. When one is given and giving and given, and you just taking, and you think that it's okay, she's taking, I'm taking, I'm not doing anything wrong. Soul knows that this is not right. So before death comes and they understand that I had this person here who were giving me so much, and I was just taking it as if it was an ordinary thing, as just simple ordinary thing. And I was not giving back. I was giving back too little, or I was not giving back nothing. And they feel sorry that now they understand and now they would do it. But it is too late for this life to do anything. And the last thing, people are sorry that they did not allow themselves, guess what? To be happy. Yes, to just be happy. Many people don't understand that happiness is a choice. If you choose what other people want you to do, or you choose to do what these people want you to do so they don't talk behind your back, you choose non-happiness. They are sorry that they were holding on to very old patterns and paradigms which no longer work. Many were holding on to so-called comfort. I have my room, I have my candle right here. I have my flowers here and my elephant, my mishka right here and my decks here. It's comfortable. Don't want to change anything. I don't want to move nowhere. I don't. I'm going to keep. Happiness. For that, I would have to change many things in my environment, things I'm used to have. No, no, thank you very much. No. And we choose to stay in the old and familiar environment, because going and changing something but choosing to be happy means you must change your environment or something in your environment. No, I better stay where I am. People refuse from emotions, from feelings, from changes, because changes can be uncomfortable. People pretend and live the life of pretense before themselves and before others. They pretend they're happy, everything's fine before themselves and before the others. But deep inside, the soul is laughing at them. Soul says, really, really, you have been living not your life. You can count on one hand how many days in your life you had been happy. Truly happy means happy when your soul is happy. Not pretending to be happy to yourself or to others, but really happy. People are sorry that they didn't allow themselves to go towards what makes them truly happy on a soul level, towards something or someone or something and someone combined. So I want you to think about it and live your life so you don't have to be sorry when this incarnation comes to its finish line. Live your life in such ways that after this incarnation is over, you're getting into a level of spirits. Looking at your life you just lived and say, yeah, it was good. And your guides, keepers, and the card of elders are going to say, good for you. Good for your girl, good for you, dude. You did really good. That's all I wanted to say. I hope someone heard me. Namaste.